over 78% of the population is under 30 years of age, like 30-year-olds. And in my district where I am, 62% of the population is under 18 years of age. So a lot of young orphaned children, no hope, no mentors in the community. So we wanted to see how we can reach this young generation, but more so seeing how can we teach this young generation the right way to go. And to me, I believe the right way to go is them knowing Christ. Teach them the way they should go that way. When they grow up, they will not turn away from it. And so to us, we thought if good people do nothing, then evil definitely rise. And so that is what formed our decision to think of healthcare and to think about education. And so we go in this community, and of course we've got the buy-in from the community and starting this hospital. And many people, when we told them, we want to start a hospital, the thing they would tell us, why don't you work with the hospitals that are around? And I told them, there's nothing. The nearest hospital to my community was about 2 hours away. But that's not the thing. 2 hours in my community, the transportation is not that I will call 911 and you get the ambulance there. Someone has to travel with a motorcycle, small, to the whatever they are. Just imagine obstructed labor, right? And the traditional midwife says, oh, I can't help you out. So get on this border, the motorcycle and go to the community. So that's really where we started from. And we were asking ourselves questions of, okay, Lord, you want us to do this. How are we going to do this? And
that's the patient in the middle.
Wow.
That's very common.
yes. And one of the things we did was, okay, from this vision of empowering the young generation, let us start the hospital. Because we believe that the hospital is a place not just for doctors and nurses, but all other professionals come with it. And so they can use that as a model for us to reach out to the community with the sole purpose of reaching out with the word of God, preaching that to them. So what we did is, and our model is, we bring these younger professionals into one center called the Hope and Healing Center. To us, it is our mission station. It is our vehicle for the gospel. It is our discipling part of it. These are the young men and young women that we focus on mostly. Make sure that they know the biblical doctrines, the true gospel, and to let them know that every patient that comes to the Hope and Healing Center, it is an opportunity. It's an opportunity for them to witness to these patients. It's an opportunity for this patient to know Christ. And so we don't want to miss that opportunity. And so we invest a lot of our lives in teaching these young people the Word of God, and them knowing that they are there to serve God, not just to serve humanity, but to serve God. And so those are some of the things that we are doing. And for sure, actually that picture, these are some of the results that come out of that. That previous picture, those are pictures that they sent us when we are here in the US.
They're doing the work.
It's not us doing the work. It's them doing the work. So now they are baptizing. Some of them are fellow staff members, like the guy there they are baptizing. He's a doctor, it's our newest hire. Even Jimmy is our newest hire. So this is Elisha. Elisha is finance, and that is Regan, who is in the lab, and that is Elijah in the head of nursing. They are standing together with one another after them knowing the gospel, to say that they disciple them and that they baptize them. And then we see that there's a ripple effect. that then when these people are changed, our staff members are changed, they will change communities, they will change generations. They will treat the patients with compassion. They will treat the patients with the love of Christ. And that's really what we are about. It's more than just a hospital, it's more than the numbers. I mean, what we've seen, the patients we've seen, like, first year seeing over 2,000 patients. To date, we've seen like over 28,000 patients.
It's amazing.
We've done over 1,000 surgeries
That's our
in
house.
this community. But to us, it's not the numbers. It's if we are able to reach them with the physical need, are we able to reach the spiritual need? Because many of us as doctors and healthcare providers, we forget the true definition of what healthcare is. It is well defined by WHO.
The World Health Organization.
You know, it's not just the absence of disease, but it's the state of physical, mental, social, and spiritual well-being. That's the definition according to the World Health Organization. So it is a deception for us to only focus on the physical. And so to us, if we are able to see a patient come to Christ, it is a greater celebration that money cannot.
We have over 50 staff members, and we intentionally do not have staff housing because we want them sprinkled in the community as salt and light. And one of the things we've noticed with this is that the average Ugandan woman has 7.2 children. So if one of our staff members is living around 3 families, that's 21 Ugandan children who now have a mentor, who now see someone getting up and going to work, is seeing a 25-year-old woman who didn't succumb to early child pregnancies, early childhood marriages. I mean, they're getting married at 12 in our village. So to be able to see that and say, I need to stay in school because I want to be like them when I grow up, it's really changed things. But in addition to that is things are happening more organically, and we don't want to be there, again, something deeper, not something more. It's not about more programs. It's organically happening that because they have neighbors, they find out their neighbors' needs. So they'll bring their neighbors to the hospital, but they'll also start doing things. So we heard one day, we were like, what's going on? Where are all the staff members? Because normally they're hanging out. And they organized for a street cleanup. Okay, great. And then they're like, oh yeah, and the crusade is this evening. Crusade? What's going on? They had organized for themselves, they had ordered t-shirts because they thought that their community needed to hear the gospel. So they had
for Christ.
No. So they had organized songs, they had hired a sound system. This is without us. This is from their own personal salaries that they had organized as their own event in the community because they thought that that's what the community needed. Wow. The community came to us and said, wait a minute, we've had churches come through with crusades before, and they were looking for money and good behavior. You guys had a different message. Tell me more about this Jesus they talked about. Yay!
But I now tell people that the gospel has changed. But Christ started it for us already. That people came to him with all manner of disease, and he healed them. But he did not just heal them, he met their spiritual need. Yeah. And so I tell the people in my community that the gospel has changed from us being at just the pulpit, but reaching out to the needs of those that Jesus is. And so to us, it's going into the communities and meeting their physical needs, which brings them, which is an advantage. And then from there, if we love on them, it is easier for them to open their ears to hear. It is an entrance into their heart because it's that act of kindness unto them that by the time they realize you're actually preaching the gospel through the actions. The Bible talks about faith without works and all these kind of things. So we are doing that, but looking at a more sustainable way. And right now, the opportunities are enormous in the community. Like, we thought this is a smaller thing, but we see now organizations coming in, interested in what we are doing. Well, they come interested in the quality of service that we are offering. So organizations like the College of Surgeons, East and Southern Africa, when they contacted me, they said, you're doing a great job and we want to see how we can increase access to surgery. Can we join you? Yes, of course, we can do the training of the district level provider. But to us, that is an opportunity now to reach out to even a bigger audience, that if I can get a resident in the training when they don't know the Lord, and I'm able to witness to them because I am now their trainer and show them their way, then that is a totally different generation created, that this resident has got now the opportunity to be a believer, that they will now create more of the residents. And so the opportunities have come many, that more organizations are wanting to train with us. But one of the challenges that we found is the space, the operating space. We have a very small operating space for this. So organizations like Operation Hernia UK, they want to come in. The Pan-African Academy of Christian Surgeons, which I am very, very excited about. This is an organization in Africa, and their goal is to train Christian surgeons to serve Africans. So they go through a rigorous process of interviewing and all that, but they need more spaces for training. And when they heard about us, they said, this is really cool stuff, but we don't yet meet their minimum standard of the operating space. They want us to have at least 2 surgeons who are doing at least 200 procedures a year, but also they need at least 2 operating rooms, so that there is now room for these surgeons to be trained. We are not yet there. The master plan is big and we are believing God, but we've learned to take the small steps. I am glad the Lord provided money for the small steps. Loretta, do you want to explain a little bit of where we started? Yes.
So this is the 9.5 acres, and in 2013, we sat down with an architect and we said, we want to make the master plan so that way we're not building on top of roads because there's a lot of jumble at most hospitals in Kampala, and so we wanted to think about the big picture. So our goal is to have a fully functioning, all the services available, so that it would be a hub or a magnet for the area. So we've got maternity in the dreams. We just are looking for someone to give us $1 million, and that one will be done. Administration blocks so that we can bring people in, also with events, so that they can come and hear the gospel through when they're coming for their events. Emergency, and those are big plans. But right now, so we started in 2017, we broke ground for this little building here, which we used for our clinic for 2 years, and we outgrew it quite quickly.
So it opened in 2019.
2019, February 2019, we opened, there's a room here that we're using as an operating room, and then right here was the whole clinic, and then when in 2021, yes, numbers, it's late. We were able to build this one. Now, I love the story for this one, is that we were about to run a fundraiser for that building to fund it, and COVID shut it down. And the board of directors, Uganda side, said, we have enough money to start the foundation. We can put tents on top, but we need space. Because at that point, we didn't have room for overnight. And we said, okay, we're gonna start. Construction never stopped due to the lack of funding. The Lord provided $310,000 for that building without a single fundraiser. He's good. He's good. So we have we've moved the clinic and the hospital over here, and now we're able to offer maternity services. So mothers are no longer giving birth in their homes, they're able to come, and if they're referred for a C-section, because we have an operating room, we give them time to be able to deliver naturally. So they don't have to rush into a C-section right away because we're there on site. And then, so we have these two buildings, but again, we're tight on space like Isaac said. So this theater is what they call it in Ugandan English. So it's not a theater, it's an operating room. And no, we're not putting the stage on this, like the seats above. No, that's not what we're doing. So the operating room will go here. So it'll be these three buildings hopefully by the end of next year.
Yes.
I can show you what it looks like now.
Let me give you something small to ponder about.
And this is what we're hoping for, extra.
Do you know that more people die from surgical related illnesses? More people die within 30 years after, 30 days after surgery. More people die within 30 days after surgery than HIV, malaria, and TB combined. Ponder about that. More people die within 30 days after surgery than HIV, TB, and malaria combined. Well, that's a study that was published by the University of Birmingham in the UK. And I see it every day. You can't believe it. Right now, as I speak, 5 billion people lack access to surgery worldwide. Right now. But what is disturbing about that is that only like 300 million surgeries are performed worldwide, yes? But only 6% is done in the low-income countries like where I come from. The sad reality about that is that in a country like Uganda, 9 out of 10 people have no access to surgery. Ponder about that. 9 out of 10 people have no access to surgery. So, it is a disturbing reality. And within the surgeons that are in Uganda, which are very few, in my home district, I am the only surgeon to date. Now, a district like mine is close to 1 million people. The surrounding districts around me do not have a surgeon. So it means I have this load of not just a district, but I have the surrounding districts. So the burden is huge. So why do I have to give you this?
I put up your picture.
Put that.
He says, sometimes I feel like a boater driver. I can't see where I'm going. It's too heavy.
I feel like that man on the motorcycle right there. Because the load is not just heavy, but I seem like I can't see where I am going. But if where I am going is scary that I feel like I can't see where I am going, wait a minute, I can't even back up because I've already got into this thing, because now the need is huge. I can't move out of that need. That's the reality. I see people that need the surgery, that badly need it. And so one of the things that we've done is to focus on me multiplying myself. I cannot do it alone. When we started 7 years ago, I felt sorry for my family, because with me, she will tell you, I love what I do. It's what I started. I love it. It energizes me to do surgery. But it was overwhelming that they call you and you go in, and of course, as you're in, you have more other phone calls for more people to come, coming for more. And then, as you leave and you're like, you call your wife and you're like, I'm coming back, finally done. On the way, you get another phone call. And then you get home, you're trying to put your head down, and you get another phone call. Oh, doctor, this and this and that. And I found that not sustainable at all. It was going to ruin our family. And so I said, we have to look for a way of how we can multiply myself. And so I started from going to district level providers, the nanny surgeons, and just saying, I am here, I want to teach you a few skills. I can teach you how you can diagnose a surgical emergency, and I can teach you how you can manage it. If it is an emergency, it's not going to wait. But if it's a planned procedure, we can plan it together. And so that's what I am doing. And so I focus, for example, right now at the Hope and Healing Center, I have general practitioners who are not surgeons, but doctors who are physicians, they are general practitioners. They are able to do at least 60% of what I do. And that's the teaching that continues. And now I'm working on mentoring many of them to go and do the surgery. Why? Because the thing is, if you train these surgeons, for example, if we had the money and we say, okay, let's sponsor a few doctors to come here in the US for training, guess what will happen?
Those are our
All
doctors.
of them will stay here. They will not go back because it's too good. Yeah. All right. So our model is let's train them from the community.
Yeah.
Bring them into the community. It shoots 4 birds with one stone. Because you're bringing them into this community, the people need them. So the people are getting a cheaper service, a free service that is there constant. That's one. But 2, you're getting cheaper labor. Many people are willing to volunteer to come and do the teaching. So it is helping the community still. And then 3, there's more training of your people, because now people see more of these surgeons and these doctors getting trained and all that kind of stuff. So those are some of the things we are doing. And more importantly, people get to hear the gospel. That's how we love it.
Yeah, I think
We're gonna, thank you so much. We're gonna take a little break.